Hello, everyone. This is Mike Bevilacqua, the Vice President of the Merrimack Valley Chamber of Commerce. I'd like to thank you all for joining us today for another one of our Next Generation Leaders Roundtable series programs. Before I introduce a few speakers, I just want to mention that first off, the NGL group will be having events throughout the rest of 2020. I want to thank both Royanne, Rebecca, and Danielle, who are all part of the NGL Ambassadors Group. If you have any questions, any suggestions for us, feel free to let us know, and I want to thank them all for their help with this program also. I also want to mention that this week, the Merrimack Valley Chamber will be continuing virtual events throughout 2020 and probably into 2021, but we have our first in-person event coming up this Wednesday. It's at Maria's Restaurant in Haverhill. Social distance measures will be in place also, but if you want to come out and network in person, meet some new people, that's this Wednesday. And then just the last thing I'm going to mention is that the golf tournament is coming up also on August 3rd. We have a great host of a number of registrations already. So if you're interested in golfing, if you're interested in taking part in that great event, make sure to let us know. With that being said, I'd like to first thank our sponsor, TD Bank. TD Bank sponsored this entire series yet again for 2020. I want to say thank you to them for their support of young professionals in the Merrimack Valley. And I would like to introduce Parker Williams, from TD Bank, who's going to be saying a few words. So Parker, welcome.
Mike, thank you so much for the introduction. We're TD Bank is happy to continue to sponsor this. We think it's a great series. I think it's a great opportunity. As I'd said before, I think the importance of the Chamber of Commerce, in times like this, it's never been more important. All of the relationships you have with your business partners have never been more important. I just think particularly with everything going on in the world right now, I really enjoyed this particular series, given, the craziness in the world right now is really an opportunity for leadership. And this is about, building out the next generation leaders as entrepreneurs, as business leaders, and kind of, learning from people who have done it before, like Susan here. And getting their advice, and I think it's a great opportunity in the world right now, and we're happy to be a part of the series and happy to be a part of the Chamber of Commerce, and I look forward to the presentation today.
Well, thank you again, Parker. We appreciate TD Bank's support. Like I said, you've been supportive each and every year, and we look forward to working with you in the future as well. So thank you very much. And with that being said, I'd like to introduce our keynote speaker now. We actually had a little interview with Susan about a month or two ago, and it's amazing what she has done with Uncommon Threads and what she's done for the community. When you talk about leadership, I think she's a perfect example of that. And with that being said, I'd like to introduce our speaker for today, Susan Kanoff, who's the Executive Director of Uncommon Threads. So welcome, Susan.
Thank you so much. So first of all, I'm having allergy attacks. So if I'm drinking water and coughing, you'll know why. I'm not choking. So thank you to the Chamber and to everybody who tuned in today. I really appreciate it. My goal is to just kind of tell you about my journey as a nonprofit founder, director, and a wardrobe stylist and a style blogger, which sounds absolutely crazy, but it all works together, and I'll tell you about how it does. And hopefully I can share some tips and answer any questions, excuse me, to those of you who are either starting a business or in business, and just want to tap into my own experience and advice. So I'll start out just telling you a little bit about myself. I grew up in Andover. I live in Methuen. I've been in this area my whole life. I'm married to my husband, Richard, who is a green energy attorney. And I have two kids. I have a 34-year-old daughter, Alyssa, and a 29-year-old son, Neil, and a new grandbaby, Penny, my granddaughter, who's the love of my life. Growing up, I was one of those girly girls. I played with Barbies. I loved clothes. I loved doing people's hair. I loved makeup. So it came as no surprise to most people that I wanted to be a hairstylist. However, my dad was a Harvard grad, and when it came time to choose whether I was going to go to hairstyling school or college, there really wasn't a choice. He said, you're going to college, and that's just all there is to it. And I had to pick a major, and I had to pick a school, and I picked both for the wrong reasons. I picked UMass Amherst because my best friend Kathy was going there. And I picked social work major because I love to help people, which is great, but also because there was no math and science involved, which I hated. So anyway, it all worked out, but it was kind of crazy. After graduating from college, I went into banking and radio advertising. Before I landed a social work job, I got a job for North Andover Housing Authority running the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, which is a federal initiative through HUD to move families out of low-income families out of poverty. And it started out as a very part-time job. I was raising my kids, and it actually blossomed into a 24-year career. I really, really enjoyed it. I worked for different housing authorities. I ran a statewide group for this particular program. It was a great job. But I really am an entrepreneur at heart. And so during that time, I dabbled with a few side businesses. I became a life coach, which was really fun. I started a small boutique with a friend of mine. And I also started up this crazy business called Goodbye Girls, which was a home accessory business. A friend of mine would go out and scour the clearance racks, and then we would do home parties with all these fun finds. So I like starting things. I'm an idea person. So the stars really aligned when I started a gig as a wardrobe stylist and a style blogger. I wasn't planning for this to happen at all. It just kind of blossomed, and it laid the foundation down for Uncommon Threads. So I had dressed a friend for a wedding, and a lot of people noticed her outfit and wanted to know, did she put it together? Did somebody help her? And so she told them about me helping her. And she really encouraged me to throw some cards together, business cards, and start a business. And so because I'm an idea person, I ran with it. And within a few years, I was styling for television. I did some PBS work. I did a regular gig at NECN and styled some of the on-air people there. And later, I became the style editor for Merrimack Valley magazine. So that particular career really took off. And I started a style blog, and it's called the Midlife Fashionista. It's still going strong. It was for women over 40, but in my case, over 50. And I'm really happy to say that it surpassed 1 million views last year. And I have over 30,000 followers on social media. And those followers are organic followers. I do not buy likes. I don't do giveaways. I don't do any of that stuff. If people want to follow me because they like what I'm doing, that's great. Every day I actually weed through those who follow me for their own reasons. So organically grown is really important when it comes to social media for me. I've represented a lot of large businesses like Chico's and Clinique, but also a lot of small businesses hire me to promote their products and their services. So they use it as a vehicle for advertising, which is great. It's a lot of fun for me, and I love it. Rayanne and I have actually done photo shoots together. But the best part of all of this was the way it all came together. My private clients started giving me clothing that they no longer wanted to pass on to my social work clients. And so I started a small closet in my office. Actually, it wasn't even a closet, it was just racks. And it really worked. So when my clients came in, my social work clients came in, maybe they're having a bad day, or maybe they're feeling depressed, or maybe they were going on a job interview, we'd throw an outfit together. And I noticed how truly empowering clothes are. When we look good, we feel good. When we feel good, we present ourselves in a more positive manner. So it's all connected, and it all it works together. So in 2016, my little office closet, I guess we'll call it, won a state award for innovation. I had been contemplating starting a nonprofit, but with the encouragement of my director at that time, I finally jumped off the cliff and started Uncommon Threads. I left my job of 24 years and just did it. So I really, really, really believe that when you're passionate about something, good things happen. In my case, everything just started to align. I contacted Family Services of the Merrimack Valley. They signed on as my fiscal partner, so they have the 501c3 status. I found the perfect little room at 60 Island Street in Lawrence, and it's in a wing of a building where there are other offices. And my vision when I saw that one room was that I was going to take over the whole wing at some point. And I did. And then it worked because I had connections in the community. So I was a social worker for a long time. I knew the social service network. I had connections with women who were hiring me for clothes, who wanted to donate clothes, and also with the businesses that I actually had blogged with and blogged for. So during the first year of operation, Uncommon Threads just took off like a rocket. We worked with 400 women. It was just me. I was the only paid staff member. And for the first 6 months, I did it full-time as a volunteer. We were featured in the Boston Globe, on Channel 5, Women's World Magazine, which is a national publication. It's just absolutely crazy how quickly the program skyrocketed. So as it grew, it became apparent that we really needed more space, funding, which was huge, and staff and more volunteers. We were just growing so fast. So we have been really lucky. We've had some wonderful businesses believe in us, and I've written some grants, and we've also started a social enterprise called Uncommon Closet, which raises money for the program. We sell some of the higher end designer items there. And I mean, over the past 3 years, we've served thousands of women, struggling women in the community. So our mission is to use clothing and image as tools for building self-esteem and self-confidence. But Uncommon Threads gives women so much more than that, so much more than beautiful new outfits. We can really, we can dress a woman for any occasion, from interview to casual. We don't have a work requirement for services. But really what's most powerful is the community of women, the caring, the nurturing, the dignity, the respect, the connection that happens at Uncommon Threads. It's really a pretty magical place for women. They can really come and recharge their batteries and feel the support of other women. So we don't look like a social service program. My goal starting Uncommon Threads was that it did not have the feel of a handout program. It didn't feel like a typical social service program. Instead, it resembles a beautiful boutique. Clients are referred by social service partners to refer clients. The clients receive a private styling appointment. They get a volunteer stylist. They get 4 outfits, shoes, accessories, everything. And then through our Women's Empowerment Center, we offer self-esteem focused workshops and groups. Women can return for services as needed. They just need to be referred. We have a $10 fee for services, but we can easily waive that if it's not affordable. It's really just more the dignity of paying for something versus just feeling like you got a handout. So that's the whole premise for the program, is dignity and respect. However, COVID has thrown us all into a tizzy. Like other businesses, we've had to regroup and reshift our model and just kind of rethink the way that we operate just because of safety reasons. So we went over to a contactless program called Threads to Go. I use Stitch Fix, if anyone is familiar with that, as a model for developing how we're going to move forward contactlessly. Instead of in-person styling, we're having clients fill out a really in-depth questionnaire, and then we're curating outfits and they can be picked up. So it's been actually amazing. We've served well over 150 women over the past month and a half. There's such a need in Lawrence, as everybody knows. It's a really poor community, and women are struggling in a big way right now. They have layers and layers of issues on top of layers and layers of issues that they were previously struggling with. So our goal is to help them and get them to feel empowered, get them to have the right clothes, to feel like they can go after a job, or they can be presentable at work, or they can be presentable at an online meeting, or it could even be, you know, a meeting with their kids' school team, or going to church, or just for every day. So we've been busy. We've also shifted our workshops to an online platform as well. So that's kind of how I mixed my experience and knowledge and passion and just kind of rolled it all in a ball and started Uncommon Threads. I will tell you, it has not been an easy journey. I've had a lot of bumps along the way, including some serious health issues. But Uncommon Threads is my baby, and I love it more than anything. And my goal is to keep it going throughout the pandemic and for a long time. For those of you who are starting up a business or who are in business, I wanted to share some of what I've learned along the way, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have. The first thing is, do what you love and what fuels you. I can't tell you how important this is. Life is just too short to do something that you don't feel 100% about. When we love what we do, we're more productive, we're happier, we're more fulfilled, we're satisfied, we're more, it resonates to everybody. Everybody feels it, including our customers, our clients, whoever we serve. Money is fabulous, but make sure that your heart is in the right place. And that your mission kind of aligns with your core values. It's really, really important. You need to believe in what you're doing. So that's number one. Know that being an entrepreneur is going to have its ups and downs. Embrace new ideas, always be willing to shift. I think we've learned that in the pandemic, that it's not a straight road. There's going to be a lot of bumps along the way. Know your strengths, know your weaknesses, don't try to do it all. I've learned that the hard way. I am a control freak. I'm sure if my staff is on here, they will agree. And sometimes you just have to let go. You cannot do it all. Get an amazing team together and delegate what you need to delegate. It'll make you happier. It'll make everybody happier. And that leads me to don't burn out. There were days when I started all of this that actually, I won't even say days, I'll say years, where I didn't sleep. Caffeine would keep me going. I'd have 10 cups of coffee. My mind raced. I'd have ideas all night. I couldn't sleep. I really believe that as a result of that, I had my health issues. I was diagnosed with leukemia 2 years ago, so I paid the price. I really felt my health slipping, and you need to take care of yourself. Running a business is a lot of work. It can be 24 hours a day. Don't let it be. Get some work-life balance in there. Take care of yourself, eat right, sleep, ask for help, do all the right things, because it is very, very draining to own your own business. I know that firsthand. And you can't let it run you. You're running it. You need to be the one in control. As far as social media goes, I love social media. It's my thing. And I will give you a few tips on that. Don't just like and follow. I would really encourage you to connect with your followers, respond to their comments, respond to the comments of others on pages that you like, get conversations going, ask questions in your posts, make sure your posts are quality photos. If you need to hire someone to do this, do it. It's a really good investment. Social media is incredibly important to businesses, especially nowadays, especially during the pandemic. Everyone's on their phones, on their computers. It's really important. Make sure your profile, your business profile, your personal profile is up to date. It looks good. Your profile photo is really good. Really, really, really important. And like I said, just engage, get people going in conversations. Make sure that your posts are informative? Are they fun? Are they interactive? Are they engaging? Just to be putting information out there is not good enough, and it won't get you the visibility that you want. So the other thing is create your own personal brand. I did this for years with my clients as a wardrobe stylist. You are your own business card. Make sure that your look, that what you're portraying is what you want, that it reflects the messages that you're putting out there. So I remember going to a networking meeting once, and I was talking to a woman for a long time. I didn't know what she did for work. And in my mind, I'm thinking she's probably an artist or a kindergarten teacher, something creative. Turned out she was a corporate attorney. So she was not necessarily representing herself in the right way. Make sure that, your whole look, your hair, your makeup for women, your clothes, make sure it all kind of projects the right messages that you're trying to convey to others. It's really important. And make sure your profile picture, same thing. Invest, hire somebody if you need some help with that. Get a good hairstylist, hire a makeup artist, hire a wardrobe stylist. Creating your brand is really important. Excuse me. A lot of us are on virtual right now, and I put a lot of thought into which room in my house I'm going to be holding my meetings and doing things like this. And my dining room has probably the best light in here. The background is simple, but it's colorful. I invest in some $10 flowers every week to make it pretty. Think about where you are holding your meetings from, what it looks like, what you look like when you're running your meetings. Very, very important as well, especially if you're representing your own business. Make sure phones are off, there's no background noise. Just put some effort into it. It'll be a good payback. Let's see, what else can I tell you? I can tell you that owning your own business pushes your limits. For me, it was public speaking. I really had to push myself. I hated public speaking. And the more you do something, the better you get. And just challenge yourself. Challenge yourself to do more and to believe in yourself. Just like in Uncommon Threads, we say, confidence is your best outfit. It really is. Believe in what you do and good things will happen. So that is it. That's all I have to tell you right now. I would love questions if you have them. I don't know if there's any coming in, Rayanne.
Susan, I just want to thank you first off. That was great. I think the best thing, everything was great that I heard, but my favorite part of it was do something you're passionate about. And the passion that you have for Uncommon Threads and everything you do comes off when you're speaking about it. And I think with the people, the people who are watching today, to see that passion from you, hopefully they can match that same passion with what they do, because that's what it's all about, in my opinion. So I'll let Rayanne check to see if there's any questions, but I just want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Susan. And I have to definitely agree with Michael. Your passion shows through in everything you do. And I know I appreciate that. One of the questions, and if people have questions, feel free to open up the chat feature, which if you're looking at your screen, it's the third icon from the right. If you're on your phone, you have to press the 3 little dots. Feel free to put something in the chat and we'll read it off to Susan. But one of the first questions, you mentioned your social media and your followers, and it was all organic. But I think, and just from knowing who some of your followers are and how you work, it's a lot about relationship building too, correct?
Absolutely. Absolutely. What I meant by the organic was, like, I don't pay for likes. Right. I don't, a lot of people will have campaigns around getting more followers. I want people following me because they like putting out there. But yes, the engagement part, the quality posts, it's really important.
And I know you've built a lot of relationships with some stores, or I know your hair salon and everything. So I think that's kind of important to point out, is to building those relationships helps you grow your followers. Anybody have any questions for Susan? Oh, here we go. How did you grind out the decision of choosing your brand, the name, the identity, and the purpose before launching?
So I think you're talking about the Midlife Fashionista or Uncommon Threads. Probably the Midlife.
Leo,
I can unmute.
yeah, there you go. Go ahead, Leo.
So I'm just so intrigued. So like I myself am like in a partnership with my fiance. I'm a mortgage broker. So we're just trying to understand, like, you know, I'm here because I like the brains of those that are successful. Like common, like it's actually media, that kind of stuff.
So I'm getting a lot of background noise here too. I don't know where it's coming from. Better. So for Uncommon Threads, it actually all came upon me so quickly because remember, this was just a closet in my social work office. This was just racks of clothes. It wasn't a program. The program that I ran was the Family Self-Sufficiency Program. So when the closet program was nominated for a state award and got it, all of a sudden I had to come up with a name for it. It wasn't planned. It just, again, happened kind of organically. And so my son at the time had a business called Common Computer. So I kind of just ripped it off from him and went with Uncommon. And then Threads, I felt like Threads was good because it was kind of weaving, you know, together, you know, every aspect of a woman and clothing. It flowed. To tell you the truth, there wasn't a lot of thought process that I put into that. Oh.
Okay. Leo says thank you. Anybody else have any questions for Susan? You feel free to unmute yourself if you wish. And I have to say, I'm looking at some of the people that are on, and I know I see your staff. I see customers. Besides myself, I see at least one more customer on. So you definitely have reached a lot of people. Mary is asking, why should people attend the Dress to Impress Gala, even though she already has her ticket?
All right, Mary. Mary's one of our biggest fans.
Yes.
So I didn't really touch upon that, but in September, we are having a gala. It's our third annual gala called the Dress to Impress Gala. But this year, because of COVID, we are going to do it virtually. Susan Warnick and Cheryl Fandaka are our hosts, our MCs. We will have client speakers. I will be talking about the program. Everybody hopefully will be getting dressed up. We'll have a virtual red carpet. Timberland and North Shore Magazine are our premier sponsors, but we still have sponsorships available. If any of the business owners here or businesses that are on the call would like to be involved, we would love to have you sponsor. We'll have a live silent auction, and the best part about it is that it benefits Uncommon Threads. It's about a quarter of our funding for the year, so it's a very, very big deal. And it's just a really fun event and very inspiring and a real feel good. So we're excited about it and can't wait to see what you're wearing, Mary. We have a social enterprise, like I mentioned, called Uncommon Closet, and Mary is probably one of our biggest customers.
I do love the clothes. It's great.
Thank you, Mary.
Perfect. And then Trisha has a couple questions for you. The first is, what do you see for the future of Uncommon Threads? And then the second is, if you can give us your contact information, we'll also include it when we send out the thank you email.
Perfect. So, so a lot has happened in 3 years. We went from one room to 4,900 square feet of space, to just me, to staff members. So it's really taken off quickly. But of course, I have even longer term visions. Someday I would love to see the program be replicated in different areas. I would love to see us have a mobile van that we could bring the styling to women who can't get to us. So we could bring clothing to women in the community and beyond. And I would love to see Uncommon Closet, the social enterprise, you know, do more online. We're ramping up our online business. so that people from all over the country can shop to give and feel good about doing their guiltless shopping and supporting women. So we'll see what happens in another 3 years.
And Susan, is the store back open? Like, can people come visit?
Yep, the store is open on Wednesdays from 10 to 2, or you can make an appointment if you have a small group of coworkers who you're, kind of bubbling with, or family or friends that you feel comfortable shopping with. We can accommodate small groups by appointments as well. And also, you can shop online. So if you go to our website, all of the information is under the front tab, and you can find everything you need there.
Okay, and your contact information, the best way for them to reach you?
Susan at uncommonthreads.org. And you can follow us on social media. We're on Instagram, Uncommon Threads, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and then you can follow the Midlife Fashionista on all of those channels as well.
And if somebody had clothing to donate, how would they go about doing that?
So again, that's all on our website. We take donations by appointment right now just because of the virus. So everything's on the website. And because we are really all about dignity and respect, we ask that donations be in perfect condition. We really love clothes, shoes, and jewelry, that are brand new or look like brand new, just because, respect and dignity is what we're trying to really to show.
Awesome. Anyone else have questions? I think we're all set for now. Again, I do send out a thank you email with a recording of the webinar that I'll include all your contact information so that people can find you.
Perfect.
Michael?
Well, I just want to thank you all again for joining us today. We appreciate it. I want to give a special thank you to Susan for taking the time out of our schedule to come speak with our next generation leaders group. I think she said a lot of things that we can all take back to our personal lives and to our businesses. So thank you again, Susan. We appreciate it.
Thank you. I really appreciate everybody who's on the call and the chamber for having me. Thank you.
And I want to thank TD Bank again for their support of the series. We appreciate it. And we'll have some other great programs come up the rest of the year. So make sure to keep an eye out for those. And just thank you to everyone. Enjoy your week.